Bitcoin continues to see resistance at $11,200. In this video, we're going to zoom in on the charts and look at what Bitcoin needs to do in the immediate future to break through. Before we do, let's check this clip out from 2 days ago where we called this exact resistance. On the 6-hour chart, it offers some clues of the area for bullish confirmation to continue this upswing, which would namely be to break above this channel right now, another 3.5%, 4% to the upside for Bitcoin to do that. If you see Bitcoin break above 11,200, that's a very nice sign. The more separation Bitcoin can get from two areas, this upper trend line right now, right around 10,007, 10,800, and the neckline 10,500 on this weekly chart down here, the more separation Bitcoin can get from this whole area, the better, so that we can start using that area as support for continuation. What is up, everyone? Thank you for coming by Crypto Capital Venture. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like, turn the notification bells on. I appreciate you cruising by. Here it is on the 6-hour chart. So we did this video, I don't know, it was somewhere around here, and we talked about it, 11,200. Now, at the beginning of the video, I say I called it. I didn't really call it. This was $11,200 area was a target for Bitcoin out of a longer term, or I should say kind of a mid-term pattern, right? And that was a symmetrical triangle going all the way back there. So that's the target, and we always anticipate resistance at targets. And what we really want to see is consolidation after hitting that target. We don't want to see like a hard bounce all the way back down, and that hasn't happened yet, so that is good. Before we dig into really what's going on all in here, and I'm actually going to go to a 1-hour chart, which I don't typically do on this channel, I want to just set macro context because it's just what I always do. It's what I always do for myself, and I like to do on this channel. So we have a lot going on in the chart, but I tried to lay it out very clearly so that we can talk through it and discuss. Number one, here's the inverse head and shoulders that we've been tracking for Bitcoin with the $10,500 neckline that we've previously broken. $10,500 was a big deal. I know 10,000 was a big deal, but 10,500 was a big deal. And Bitcoin, you can see, we just looked at the 6-hour, but here it is. I mean, on the zoomed out chart, it's always amazing just to look at. There's so much talk about what Bitcoin's doing in the short term, but when you really look at it zoomed out, it's just like, wow. Bitcoin is like on these charts, a small fish in a very big ocean is what it looks like. So here are just some areas I just want to put in the back of your mind. The number one is $11,700. That's a short-term target we're going to be discussing on that hourly chart. This could be the next move for Bitcoin, $11,700. The next really big area I want to discuss is this area, this previous swing high that Bitcoin had in June of 2019, close to $14,000. Now, very confluent, and I'm going to zoom out even more on this chart, is what you see here, the bull market doors, this green rectangle I've placed here. And that is right now a swing high to a swing low on Bitcoin with a 618 to 786 retracement. So, and we're talking swing high, I'm talking about bull market high to bear market low back up here. This is the entryway to the bull market doors. This is, for me, from my technical analysis, the confirmation of the bull market, right? We tested it back here, and we could have said, wow, Bitcoin's like entering the bull market, and we weren't saying that because Bitcoin hadn't broken this channel, and we saw actually heavy resistance at the 618 and came all the way back down. So same thing, we're in the same type of situation, Bitcoin currently, below this channel still. It's area we need to watch to the upside, and then $26,000, a mid to longer term target for Bitcoin coming out of this inverse head and shoulders. So that puts into macro context the resistance ahead. Also targets that we can use for bullish confirmation on the way up if Bitcoin does continue. So I talked about the 6-hour chart. We're going to dig into this and really see what's going on with this resistance. It's kind of hard to chart anything in terms of what Bitcoin is setting up here in terms of patterns and just direction. So we can kind of zoom in here on the hourly and dissect what is going on. And we have a symmetrical triangle currently. And in the short term, potentially bullish towards the apex of the symmetrical triangle. You can see Bitcoin right now breaking this upper trend line. And listen, I do not do hourly charting very often. This is not going back very far. However, I think it really does help break down and give us an idea of potentially what could happen next. So if we get a breakout to the upside, our next breakout target is, like I mentioned, $11,700. And right now, I think we should get an answer soon in which direction Bitcoin is going to go. Now, we are breaking through the upper trend line here, but we have to remember immediate resistance is pretty much just above us, right? Right around $11,200 or so. So we keep an eye really on this very small area on this hourly from where Bitcoin's trading now to, I would say, 11,250, not even 1%. So will there be immediate resistance in the hours ahead at this area? Time will tell. We track it. We can continue to look for if there is any type of sideways consolidation, just sideways consolidation along this trend line. But at the same time, we have this lower trend line down here around 10,900, which we were just testing. Like last night, I believe it was. Bitcoin can very well drop below that trend line as well, something to look for. And we have a target for that, 10,300. Remember, the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders, 10,500. So on any type of pullback for Bitcoin right now, 10,500 down to 10,300, key support Bitcoin needs to hold in this short term. So this is what we're tracking. This is short-term chart. Remember, another thing, if you just look at this chart right now, this white line, I know it looks like nothing, right? But going through this target to the downside, Bitcoin, you see breaking through that white line. And if we go to the daily chart once again, we know that that white line on this zoomed out daily chart is actually this very key trend line going all the way back to the bull market high and then our last summer high and now the trend line we just broke out of. So we don't want to break and fall back below that trend line. We really want to, at the very least, stay above that trend line right now. So that's what we're looking at. The hourly chart, I did it. I did a chart on the hourly. Not something I usually do, but I think it provides some immediate short-term just feedback for us, something to look for on this day ahead. I hope you're all having a great day. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments. If you're here not a subscriber, hit the subscribe. Appreciate you coming by. I'll see you all in the next video. Have an amazing day, and God bless.